We are live. Here you go.
We are live. I don't actually have the countdown on Zoom, Jay. I only see it on YouTube. But we're starting off with a bang with being gone, and it shows. We've been gone for 4 weeks, Jay. We've both been busy. We've been out of town, had shoots and whatnot, but we are excited to be back with all of
this thing went crazy. I apologize, but yeah, we're back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back. That's all I got to say about that. So
we're getting told we are hot on the mics right now.
Let me check. Oh yeah, that is hot.
Let's get all of our errors out of the way.
Yes, let's do that.
Cool. Well, guys, assuming you can hear me and we're not clipping still, we are still looking for submissions. So if you have a recent wedding film or even not a recent wedding film that you want to submit and get critiqued, get reviewed by us here at Wedding Film School, you can do so at the following link, www.weddingfilm.school, and then you just hit the live, the tab that says live review. How do I make this a link? I'm going to figure it out. But been a while, Jay. What's new with you?
I got the world's worst sunburn.
Oh.
So that's what's new in my life. I was on a cruise. And
sweet.
We did a day of
where to?
Well, we were like Canary Island, the generic Caribbean cruise that everyone does.
Okay.
And so we did that, and we went around, and I went on a jet ski for like 4 hours in the Caribbean sun, and that was in hindsight an error on my part, even though I put on the sunscreen.
I was gonna say, what was your sunscreen status?
I should have gone like 50, and I went 30.
Okay.
And because normally I'm like, I got a nice little base going. I've been outside a lot. No.
I've been shooting weddings.
Yeah.
My neck and wrists are tan.
Mm-hmm. And
exactly.
No, this was a fatal mistake, but we had a great time. We've been shooting lots of weddings, very busy, really beautiful stuff. We've had some of the most beautiful weddings I've ever done this year.
That's awesome.
Yep. Really.
I had my last wedding was a 3-day wedding, an Indian fusion wedding. It was pretty epic. Just finished the teaser for that. And off to another wedding this Saturday. I feel like the weekend before, like a week and a half ago, that was kind of the real true kickoff to my wedding season.
Real kickoff.
Yeah. Like I was like, I had a few, I've done like 3, 4, maybe 5, something like that throughout the year so far. But this was the kickoff. It's not every weekend for me, but it is most weekends from here until the end of the season here in the Midwest.
Yeah, we got a pretty busy schedule coming up. I'm headed, not that anyone tuned in to listen to us talk about our wedding schedules, but I do think it's interesting. Like, this is primarily what we do. If you're new to the channel, it's been around a long time, Wedding Film School. And we're the guys currently operating it, and we're wedding filmmakers first and foremost, and we shoot a lot of weddings, and that's just what we do. That's how we make our living, and it's why we're passionate about educating people, because we're passionate about wedding filmmaking. And so, during wedding season, it's a little trickier. Well, we got some stuff.
It's also why we sometimes miss the live stream. And
big time. We got edits. We got things like that.
We're busy.
Yeah, last Thursday I was shooting, and I was in the Caribbean, but the week before I did a 3-day event up in New Hampshire, which if you want to see that, head over to Stop Go Love, our Instagram. You can see the teaser that we made for that one. But, we do this for a living, and we love wedding filmmaking. And so when the season is going, we're shooting, and we're rocking and rolling, and that's our passion. But anyway, we got a bunch of films we can pick from here. I'm thinking, I don't think we did, sometimes we're not the best at being up to date on this, guys. So, but I think we did not do this one.
You want to post it? I'll let you know. You know what? Let's just do it no matter what. Who cares?
Yeah, it's not like people who were there saw it. So,
we are pulling from some backdated ones because we had an issue with our submission link. So if you submitted in the last week, go ahead and do so again. And if you're watching right now and you have one and we are live right now, you can go ahead and submit it right now, and we will probably get to it.
We did not do this. Was Trenton Foster?
I don't know. Maybe.
No,
maybe not.
We definitely did not do this one. So it's a...
Oh, we for sure did that one.
Really?
I see it in your screen. Also, I don't have your screen share, just FYI, but I can see it on your monitor and your Zoom link.
Very cool. Oh, what about that one from? This is like riveting content that we're doing here.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I think, Jay, we have to go back pretty far. I think we were crushing it and getting most of them done. That's what I think.
That's probably true. We were actually.
I did put one in chat or in the 815 link if you want to do that.
Yeah, that we could do that one.
That was the first one I found that we had not done, I believe.
That sounds good to me.
There were 2 or 3 where I was like, I don't know, we might have done this.
Yeah.
And the people deserve better, you know.
The people deserve better. But if you got one, go ahead and submit it, and we'd love to review it as well. A new one, a more up-to-dated one. If you want to know when we're requesting these submissions, by the way, we are reaching out about submissions in our Facebook group and in our email list. So if you head over to weddingfilm.school, you can sign up for our email list, or you can join the Facebook group, and you can be alerted about all the stuff that we're doing and all our opportunities to actually stay involved.
So, hey, what's up, Felipe? Thanks for joining. I know we reviewed you in the past month or so. If you have a new film, go ahead and submit it. I don't think it will let you post in chat a link.
No, it won't.
You can put a space in it maybe, but otherwise submit it through our site.
Yeah.
Jay, also, just so you know, on the live stream, I believe we see you twice.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I see the Wedding Film School show, the logo and stuff. I see me and you to the right of it, and then I see you up in the right corner again.
That doesn't make any sense. I'll just turn off.
We got a good one for you guys today.
Did it go away now?
I don't know. It'll be like a couple minutes delayed. So.
Oh boy. Well, while we're on, we can.
Let's hop into a film.
Yes.
Maybe the film will show up like 6 times in the screen. That would be great.
No, I'm having like this issue with this stupid ATEM like freezing right now. So
fun stuff.
But now it's good. So I'm gonna play the film and then we're gonna talk about it. So while we do that, why don't you talk about how we like to review films and then we'll play it.
Yes. And also if you could send me the film so I can see it. If it's the Wedding Film School link logo screen, then I can see it and we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
But yes, so how we like to do this here, we're really about meeting you where you're at. We aren't ranking your films. We aren't giving you a score out of 100. This isn't a competition. We are here to help you on your journey of being a wedding filmmaker, figuring out how to take that next step, how to make your next film better. So what we want to do here, we're going to watch your film. If you are not a member here at YouTube, we're going to watch about 2 minutes of your film. If you are a member, which you can do by hitting that join button down below, becoming a various tier of membership that gets you a bunch of benefits. One of them is that we will watch more of your films and you get priority. We'll watch up to 5 minutes of that film. Roughly, we might choose to stay on it for a while. And then we're going to share some things that we think you really excelled at, things that we think you are doing great as a filmmaker that you should lean into. And then on the flip side, things that we think, kind of those most impactful changes that you can make before your next film or with your next film to bring it to the next level to kind of meet you where you're at. We have films from seasoned veterans with 10, 15, 20 years in the industry, as well as people who have submitted their very first film. So don't be afraid. We are nice and constructive, but also, we are to the point. We have a reputation for not being afraid to give you that constructive criticism and not always, just focus on everything. All right.
I'll try to get this stupid screen deleted. I think it's just freaking out. So if you see me during this wedding film, guys, that's what's going on.
Awesome. One way. We'll let you know when it comes through and we'll add you to the queue.
Cool, dude. You try to remember to actually submit it. People oftentimes do not.
No, that's never happened. All right. You want me to intro the first film here?
Sure,
Jay?
yeah, go for it. And
Ooh, I got some J Echo.
Yes.
Ooh, this is pretty cool. All right, first film today. Excuse me, coming from Brandon Rice, who I don't think is here right now, but is often on
here.
the stream here. Let's see. I'm just trying to find the notes here. Panasonic S5 GH6 GH5 unique film went out with the couple for several days. We worked together as Phil is a wedding videographer. Oh, who is this? I know. Also, we might have seen the teaser for this.
Yes, we saw the teaser.
Yeah, had to deal with a lot of elements, more outdoor adventure style, and that is not his norm. So yeah, and we did watch the teaser for this. I remember we will watch at least pieces of the full film, and yeah, thanks to Brandon for submitting, and here we go. Probably, maybe.
Here we go.
Hopefully,
maybe. I just don't know why this thing can't go away. This picture of me, but oh well. I just won't do anything embarrassing while this film is playing.
Yeah, right.
You were on eHarmony and Match.com because you're kind of a loser and needed two things. And I was on eHarmony and you came up as my match. And you should not have. This marriage, honestly, us meeting should never really have been because you lied on your eHarmony profile.
Yep.
You did. You put you were from Bismarck, a music teacher from Bismarck, which is dumb because my mom's a music teacher and she knows all the music teachers. And she's like, Philip Voller. Like, no, that guy's not from Bismarck. He teaches in Beulah. I'm pretty sure of it. You had the worst profile pictures I have ever seen.
But everybody loved it.
No. Was that why you didn't have a girlfriend or were married yet? Or what? Because they were awful, Phil.
Wow.
Wrecked.
Do you remember I surprised you for your birthday and told you that I booked a fly fishing excursion in Grand Tetons? And we packed up our stuff and we took your little red Subaru. We came through like Cody, Wyoming, and we stayed at that little hotel that had the toilet that flushed on the top. Do you remember that? I loved that.
We made it down to the Tetons. I'll never forget, we came around the corner and there are these big, beautiful Teton mountains. And I just was like, wow, Megan, look at that.
Like we couldn't pull off at enough outlooks. We did our fly fishing excursion, which I love because that guy asked if we were married. And I said, no, and he's like, engaged? I said, no. And he goes, well, I bet by the next time you come back, he'll be married. And here we are.
I still remember the first time I saw you. We met at Dairy Queen. And I walked in the door and I looked around. I was like, I wonder where she's at. And then here you were sitting, you were like right behind me because you sat right next to the door.
I did, right behind the wall.
And you were like sitting there just like crouched down, your head down. Like I could tell you were really, really nervous.
I was nervous.
Like you were scared out of your mind. And I remember seeing you and you were pretty. It was something I'll never forget. There was something about you that I just really loved right away, before I even talked to you.
You looked past all my flaws and you found all the things that I should love about myself. I think there's a song that says, I wish I could see what you see, because you treat and look at me like I am the most perfect, beautiful thing in the whole world. And that honestly is what keeps me going. And it gives me confidence. And I just love it.
The past 10 years have went so quick because it's been so great. And I tell you this all the time, that you're beautiful. It's because I mean it. You support me, and I love that you give me freedom to still be me and do the things that I love, encourage me to be me and be the best person that I can be. And that's what I love about you. Like, that's why I'm a better person, because I'm around you.
Ooh, I got butterflies. Are you gonna do it right this time?
I hope so.
You hope so.
Oh my gosh.
Don't cry.
You're beautiful.
Don't cry. You're gonna make me cry. Happy anniversary.
You too. I can't believe we're already here at our 10-year anniversary. It seems like it was just yesterday that we were boyfriend and girlfriend on vacation through these very same mountains. A trip I'll never forget, because that's when I knew I wanted to be with you for the rest of my life. After all, if we can survive my car breaking down in Crowheart, Wyoming, we can survive anything.
I remember the night before our wedding, at almost midnight, I realized I forgot to pack panties for our wedding day. I remember getting halfway down the steps of the Radisson and having that existential dread of, oh my God, this is the man I have to spend the rest of.
Pause it. So these people are already married?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Celebrating 10 years of love in the Grand. So these people are married. This is a 10 year.
So it's like a vow renewal?
Yeah. Okay. I thought that, and I obviously it's right there on the screen, but just to clarify, so I can contextualize it.
My life with. My heart was pounding and my stomach was in knots and I was sweaty. Every time I see the Radisson, I think of that moment, and each time I think to myself, if I could go back to that moment, I would wrap my arms around 24-year-old Megan and say, every wish you ever made on a falling star, and every penny you threw into a fountain, and every prayer you silently spoke to God was a stepping stone leading you to the other half of your heart.
Ever since I met you, I've always felt like the luckiest man alive. And that statement couldn't be any more true as I look at the past 10 years of our marriage.
This is Colorado, right?
This is not. This is Wyoming, I believe.
Wyoming. Yeah, no, he said
Grand
that.
Tetons,
Yeah,
I
he
think.
said that. Beautiful.
Together, we've traveled, went to concerts, went hunting and fishing and caught a whole lot of nothing, bought our first home and got a couple of dogs and, of course, a cat. But one of the most special things you've done for me is you've given me two beautiful kids. Watching you love Tristan and Amani is even more perfect and beautiful than I could have ever imagined.
Author Alex Michaelides described love. We often mistake love for fireworks and for drama, for dysfunction. But real love is very quiet and very still. It's boring if seen from the perspective of high drama. Love is deep, calm, and constant. I know I don't tell you often enough that I love you, and I don't express my love as outwardly as you do. But I want you to know that there are more moments than you realize where my heart skips a beat and I get butterflies. I know I joke that if anything were to happen, that I would never get married again because putting up with you for the last 10 years has been a nightmare. But honestly, it's because God knows my heart has always belonged to you, only you, and it always will.
One day, our kids will be all grown up, we'll be old, our knees will be weak, and I'll still be the luckiest because I'll still have you, and that's all that matters. Even in the final chapter of our life, I'll still hold your hand. You'll still be the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I vow to continue to commit my life to you and love you as God loves us. I promise to continue to support you, care for you through sickness and in health, and hold your hand as we walk together with God through any tough days we may face. I love you with all my heart, and you truly make me the luckiest. I love you.
What is that camera? That camera looks terrible.
Yeah, I feel like we
10-year anniversary,
baby.
You ready?
I feel like
Have
every
a
time I watch one of
similar-
his films, I feel like
You got everything?
there's always one super underexposed camera.
Yeah, when we watched that teaser, I mean, I don't know. I wish I could figure out which week it was. I'm sure we could, but I believe I recall having a similar, discussion about
one of them looks really good.
One camera just looks. Yeah, one. Well, yeah. I mean, he has the 3 cameras. I don't know how often he's running.
I like,
them.
yeah,
Obviously,
the shots, the close-up shots are not. Maybe he just made a decision and he's by himself, and so
hard to know.
Anyway,
we got like 10 seconds. Let's just finish it out.
I got you. That's all that matters.
All right. So I have some things to say about that one.
All right. Before we do that, though, I want to say One Wave. Did we get their film? Because I don't see
No,
it.
they never.
I think our thing is still broken. That's what I think.
Well,
One Wave. If you have your link to your film, could you put it in chat and just put a space somewhere? I feel like that could let it submit. Thoughts, Jay? Maybe.
Yes, I don't think it is broken, but I'm gonna.
Well, his didn't come through or hers. Also, mine didn't come through when I tested it.
Okay.
So I do think things are not populating into this. But yeah, One Wave, if you could get it to us a different way, either in chat here or if that doesn't work. I think there's a way to do it with a space so that it's not a link.
As long as you don't you hit the .com.
Yeah. Just take the .com out or something, or .co, .org, whatever. Okay.
Let's talk about it. So what did you like about that film, Bobby?
So I have a handful of things that I like. I feel like I liked aspects of this more than the teaser, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, so things that I like. I thought there was a lot of really great, what I'm going to call romantics shots, right? The bride and groom. Obviously, this was a vow renewal. B, it was an elopement style, so it was really just them. I think it was just them. I don't think there was anybody else there with them, or we didn't see them. So, it lends itself to, hey, you have a weekend or a full day with these two or whatever, and you can do whatever you want, wherever you want. I guess that's the explanation for why I'm sure you got all this, epic content with them, but that's not a dig at all. That's what you should do. And a lot of it looked really nice. I also really liked, I'm going to come back to this a little bit, but I did like the sense of place that we got. There was a lot of shots of Grand Tetons, and there was a lot of incorporation of, he talks about seeing the peaks of the mountains for the first time when they went there on like a date, or it was their first trip together or whatever it was, and we're seeing that. So there's a lot of incorporation of the place, which I think, especially in a film like this, which again I'm going to come back to, but it is a character in the film. It plays a role in the film, and so I liked seeing that. And I had one more thing, and I cannot think of what it is. Oh, I just think, I do have some I don't know, negatives or whatever about the them talking or whatever, like this stuff that we see them sitting at this table and in this lodge or whatever. But I do think that you pulled, I don't know if you came up with questions or they were just conversing or whatever it is, but you did pull kind of I don't know, an extra level out of them. And it's a unique scenario because it's not a wedding, it's a renewal. And so they have this, 10 years of marriage to reflect back on. And I think you have to almost even if you normally do these interview things for weddings, you have to kind of flip that and cater it to this 10-year renewal, because there's a lot of looking back and there's a lot of memories and stuff like that. And so I think that was done well, whether it was prompts by you or encouragement in certain directions. I think you got a lot out of them when they're sitting at that table.
I mean, they're good subjects, which is not a bad or a good thing on your part. You work with what you have. So good on you to let them kind of carry the show, because they are a good subject and they're an interesting couple and they're articulate too. And so there's a lot to work with. I think the maturity that they have in their relationship and their history is something I find interesting. And I felt like that was highlighted pretty well. And, like you said, the romantics were very good. I liked a lot of the B-roll as well, although I don't like those backlit dress shots, even though sometimes I have to do them. But
yeah, I'm with you on both of those thoughts.
But in general, like I felt like even like the thing I'll give also Brandon for is like credit for, and this is again my opinion, not necessarily everyone. If you're listening to this, make the film that you love, do the thing that you love. And also, if you're listening to this, go ahead and drop a like. It means a lot to us if you're watching this and you like it. Tell Instagram that you like, or not Instagram too. We have an Instagram too. You can follow it. But tell YouTube that you like it. But I was very, I think in general, the color is better. Brandon, I think, has improved his color over the years and is much more natural looking and a little less of that blue highlights and underexposed, and he was pretty solid throughout. And I think, and also I will give them credit for this as well, which is that's a tricky scenario being outside like that. You can see like there's a lot of different exposures, and mostly I don't know if I agree with all the decisions, but I can't say that they're mistakes. Like they handled Brandon, the filmmaker, like that right there, like you're seeing the background, you're seeing everything, and like I think that was also handled well. And whether it be time of day that he chose or just the way he chose to handle the light, I think it was cool. So, last thing I'll say is I liked the use of the interview in a story like this. And I think before we talk about maybe some things we can improve on, why don't we camp a little on just telling unique stories for couples that are having unique weddings, and that could be a range of things like elopements all the way to these recommittals, because not only from an economic standpoint, like we could sell these types of films as filmmakers. If we can start making this type of work and putting it out there, couples might enjoy it. But second of all, as a creative, it's a unique challenge when you're not just, when you're shooting a wedding, right? You're kind of just on the train tracks. Yeah. Like mostly you're not in control. You just point your camera at pretty stuff and hopefully you get a good speech at the end of the night. Something like this, you are functioning like much more of a narrative filmmaker.
It is. There's a lot more control, and that's amazing, and that's great, and it can feel great as a filmmaker, but it can also be very overwhelming because there's not that you have this to fall back on as a wedding filmmaker, but like Jay said, there is a certain element of things being out of your control. And there has to be, from everybody involved, the other vendors, the couple, whatever, this certain amount of flexibility and understanding that it's a live event and that there are many variables in the day. And in a scenario like this, you kind of, again, not that you want this excuse to fall back on, but that's not there. And so if it looks bad, it's on you. If it works out poorly, it's on you, because I don't even know if they had a photographer here. Maybe not,
Just real quick. We had to re-embed our form. So anybody who submitted, we were having issues. So we re-embedded it. We tried again. And now it should work. So if you submitted like one wave, if you can head over and resubmit, I apologize for anyone who did submit. If you could resubmit, that would help us because that form broke. What's up?
But now it is no longer broken.
Got it working.
We are so sorry.
But anyway, so personally, when I was watching this, there's a lot of critique that I could give that I would normally give to a wedding film that in some ways I'll be harder on a film like this because they have all the control in the world. And in other ways, they're working with much less elements. They not have a dance party to go with. They don't have a bunch of beautiful details. So it's like, I think a very different storytelling style. And I think overall this was successful, by the way. But I do have a few critiques that I think would have made this better. And so assume that you can do it all. And so Brandon, if you're watching this or anyone watching this, just for my critiques, assume that it could be done, but I also realize it might not have been possible. So keep that in mind. So in my opinion,
we only know what we know.
Yes. In my opinion, this needed footage of them with their family. And maybe that's not possible, but it would have made this a lot better, even if it's cell phone footage, like them and their kids running around throughout the film. I don't think that the film felt like I didn't see 10 years of history reflected visually in the film. I heard them talking, but like they have 10 years of photos and 10 years of videos and all these experiences. And I would have liked to seen that throughout the film to make up for the fact that we didn't have the narrative elements of a normal wedding, like a ceremony and all the things that build into the day. I felt like visually it was a little boring. And it kind of, thank you guys. Thank you so much for resubmitting. It felt like it kind of got stuck in one place, and it was very beautiful. Like from a standpoint, especially from a standpoint of like what our actual job is, which is connecting with couples. And so it's not a massive criticism, but I think it could have been like out of the park. And I think for someone like Brandon, who is, I think this type of filmmaking really works for his style of shooting.
Yep.
And I really think that if he could even take it up another notch and make it more immersive, I really think that it would be even better.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because in his submission, he specifically said, like, this is out of my wheelhouse. I'm not an adventure, elopement, videographer, whatever. And, like, I actually think that this type of thing lends itself well to your style. Obviously, we've seen a lot of Brandon's films over the years.
It's just slowing it down, being with the couple, listening, creating intimacy. I think all that was done really well, and I think it just needs a little bit more visual storytelling.
Yeah. I think the couple things I would say. One, I 100% agree with you, Jay. I think that, like I said, a lot of this is reflection. And it's reflection on them, but there's more elements to them. They mentioned they have kids and stuff like that. I agree. I would have loved to, Brandon incorporated some of, found footage, right? Some of their footage at the end. Mm-hmm. And I think that 100% could have been interspersed throughout the film. And it could have been very, it could have helped kind of drive that film because it did feel slow at times to me. And I think that would have mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say, and I meant to say this, but small critique, I do think it needed 2 songs. And I think you could have done like the funny story without that overly serious music. It felt weird. It makes what she's saying sound mean. And if you put it under if you kind of had a couple different gears in the film, that would also, I think, keep it moving a little bit. Is maybe start with a funnier song or a little lighter and then kind of get to that intense moment. It actually makes the climax feel more emotional. And so that was the small critique as well.
Yeah. My only other things that I would say, so one thing I mentioned that I like the incorporation of place, but I also feel like it should have shown up earlier. We focus a lot on their story in the beginning, which I don't mind, but even visually we're on their story for a lot of that. And I think I feel like you started to incorporate it maybe when they started talking about it and stuff. And so I understand that, but I just think that's really one of the draws to this film is the place they selected. It's very much a character and obviously it's beautiful. So I would have liked to have seen that earlier, but that might be more the filmmaker side of me, maybe the couple like this. And then I just always have to question, the decision to go black and white. I like the way
hated
it looks.
That black and white. I thought it was terrible.
I think it looks fine. Strictly from a export the freeze frame, and I'm I don't know, I could get down with this look. But the why is just I don't really get it.
I think it was because the light was bad.
Yeah, and in which case, if you have all this control and you're sitting with them for, I gotta imagine that interview was an hour or two, At
least 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think that you have control and you need to either find a better spot or light it better or whatever, if that's the reason. And so I didn't like that.
Me
It didn't
either.
ruin it for me, but I didn't
Me
like
either.
that I wouldn't have done that.
I 100% agree. I think, and also this shot right here, like I wanted more of that too. Like I could tell this couple was funny, and that was the one part of their. I don't think it was totally. It was overly serious for who they are. Not the whole. They are also serious. He's crying.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are serious, but I think you could have given them a little more dimensionality. I think, if you wanted to. But I mean, overall, like. This is the best film I've ever seen Brandon do, and I don't say that to be critical of the other ones. I just feel like it's authentic to him. So I think kudos, and maybe hopefully you get more opportunities to make kind of stuff like this, so you can keep refining how you do it, because I think it's a good fit.
Cool.
We got some new submissions. The form actually works now, so so that's good. So yeah, good film. And I guess if you're watching this, have you guys had an opportunity to do kind of, films like this? Let us know if you've had any of those experiences.
Yeah, these are unique. I don't know about you, Jay. I like these. Like, I love that I can just do whatever, but I definitely, like, you touched on it and we spoke about it, but, like, I definitely feel the pressure in these scenarios, more so than a wedding day sometimes.
Yep. Felipe, where did you submit this? Because I'm not seeing your submission. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Sorry, guys. I don't know what people are thinking the submission is, Bobby.
I don't know.
So if you haven't listened, I encourage you, head over, check out our podcast. Obviously I'm biased, but I feel like we have the best podcast in the wedding filmmaking world, in terms of just if you're an industry person. We posted a bunch of times. So this is the correct form. I apologize, guys, for all the confusion. But our website and our podcast is all about if you want to be in the industry. And one of the things that I've realized is, like, a lot of the audience we have are people who are new to filmmaking and are not full time. And so that could be a bad thing when you have a podcast where that's kind of like the featured perspective.
Idea, whatever. Yeah, perspective.
But the good thing is, if you're wondering, like, it's funny, I'm in the How to Film Weddings group, and this person said something about, making fun of prices, and I'm talking back, and I'm explaining to them, like, hey, there's a lot of different films out there for a lot of different types of customers. And like, I'm realizing, like, I'm coming from 15 years of experience. Now, I don't know how much experience this person has, but I'm thinking, like, the way a person who's been doing this a long time, who's making a living in wedding filmmaking, thinks about wedding filmmaking is very different than when you start out. And when you start out, you're thinking about, how do I become good at shooting my camera, and how, like, and getting an exposure and editing.
Yeah.
And like, maybe you move into storytelling soon, like, and then maybe client experience. But after a while, like, these things become second nature. Yeah. And you're looking at a lot of other issues when you're thinking about wedding filmmaking. So if you would like to listen to a podcast where potentially a perspective like that is shown, someone who is doing that, then that is the dead link. Can you just click on the link, One Wave Films? Click on the link that we've posted in chat a few times, guys. Click on that link, guys. I don't know what that link is, but that's the link that we had that form broke and we had to re-embed it. So if you don't mind, guys, head over to weddingfilm.school/live review. But anyway, the podcast is that perspective, Bobby. And I think it's like kind of unique because Jared and I are grizzled old veterans who don't have a class to sell. You know what we sell a lot of, though? Wedding films.
Wedding films. I was like, I don't know what.
We sell a lot of wedding films, and we shoot a lot of wedding films. That's what it
boils down to. Again, like, no shade to anybody else, but I think that if I want to learn from somebody, I want to learn from somebody who's doing it. I know that we aren't maybe, we miss weeks here on the live stream. We go through spurts of posting a lot of videos on Wedding Film School, and then wedding season hits, and it's a dry spell.
We do the best we can.
Do the best we can because we are really doing it. And, our full-time jobs are as wedding filmmakers.
Yep.
Not as educators.
Yeah.
In fact, we make negative money on wedding films.
Yes, but we love doing it, and we also think we have a unique perspective, and it's something that if you're interested, head over. The podcast is on there, and if you're not a podcast person, I encourage you, just check out the podcast. I think we're digging into some issues that pretty much nobody in the industry is talking about. Because we only talk about what's interesting to us. So
and it's that more in-depth stuff, right? It's that stuff where like I can't make a YouTube video. I can make a YouTube video that's like top 5 gimbal moves or whatever, but it's really hard to make a YouTube video about market segmentation.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like no offense to YouTube, but like everything that YouTube is interested is not the real world. Like anybody who's doing the job doesn't care about any YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like what is a YouTube video gonna do to help you? It's like maybe give you gear reviews. But like
that's
if
true.
And that's good. But at the end of the day, there are of course people you can learn from. I'm not saying there's amazing YouTubers.
100%.
And entertainment 100%. Is a big thing. Yep. But in terms of like learning, there's no replacement for on the job. There's no replacement for getting your hands dirty and actually getting into it. And so at the end of the day, So hey, let us know. Just try to put it in chat. I really want to get your film, guys. I know a bunch of you are trying to submit, so.
Hey, what's up, Max? Or perhaps Courtney? What's up, The Smiths?
The Smiths, it could be.
That's a better way to put it.
What's up, The Smiths? I don't think we did Trenton's, by the way.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't remember.
We can do it.
Let's do it again. I don't remember it at all.
All right.
Maybe I'll totally.
We're gonna get like 30 seconds in. You're gonna be like, "Oh wait, yeah, I remember this."
Yeah. Well, you know what? But you know who doesn't remember it?
But the thing is that I like look through a lot of them when I'm setting up what we're gonna do, and I don't watch them. But so it's very possible I watch like the first 30, 10, 20 seconds or something, and then I'm like, we'll do a different one, and then I in my head think, oh yeah, we did this.
So this is Trenton Foster.
It's always Max. Always. All right, good to know.
Yes.
Hi, Max.
This is Trenton Foster. Yeah. My wife would also. It would be me, not her. Let's see.
It's always Max. It's always Jay.
Yeah, pretty much. Super fun couple. Very playful. Here, let me put on the actual correct visualizer so I can read it. Wrap. I'm excited about all the new cameras coming out at CES soon.
Yeah, what's coming out? Do we have like?
There's some new stuff from everybody. I know like Lumix has a bunch of new stuff coming. I'm excited about that, and it's always like thing where you're like timing your purchases.
Yeah.
So, super fun day. The bride and groom arrived late. Yeah, we did not do this, which made it challenging to get prep shots, and it squeezed out a lot of the location details for the ceremony and the reception. I'm always curious, is this like a cultural thing or a regional thing? I have never in my life had the couple arrive. I arrive where they are.
Yeah. I think I could see. So sometimes I'm trying to think when's the last wedding I shot, actually, they didn't arrive late. They actually arrived early, which is cool.
What do you mean though? Like arrived where?
Yeah. So like they were getting ready in their hotel elsewhere. They didn't want prep there. We were going to shoot some prep at the venue once they arrived at the venue.
One of those
Does that make
things.
sense?
Yeah.
So like kind of like where it's like, I'm not going to go to the hotel. I mean, I would have if they wanted, but like, I'm not going to go to the hotel for an extra hour when you're going to do your final touch-ups, get into your dress, whatever, at the venue anyway.
Like, I always do. No matter what they say. I'll tell them, like, if they say, like, oh, don't get shots of me getting ready, then I just go and shoot, like, flat lays and B-roll. But,
yeah, I mean, I will say I'm usually pushing for that. This was an odd scenario, multi-day wedding. For me, my collections cover the main day, and the extra days are hourly. And so a part of it was like, the budget constraint too. And
Understand.
stuff like that.
So they
was
said,
kind of a
did
whole
private letters during their first touch, had a lot of emotional moments. Groom's parents died years ago. And we brought some family photos to add more weight to the groom's sister's speech. Reception space was very crowded, making it hard to avoid ourselves, photographer. Very limited variety, blah, blah, blah. So watch the film.
I still think we did this one.
No way.
One of the rarest kind of Pokemon out there. Nat doesn't drink or smoke, and that in itself is special, especially because you now have a forever DD. As I've grown to know you, Bree, it's only become more evident that you two are meant for each other. Y'all's journey getting to this point has been fun, one to witness and be a part of. Lastly, through it all, I'm honored to call you my brother, Nat, and Bree, welcome to this crazy.
Oh, dang, I remember it. Ponytail.
So congratulations, Bree and Nat. Cheers.
I knew it. Wait, how far are we into this film? Is it 30 seconds?
Although, I don't know. I don't remember this film at all. We did not do this. I don't know.
Oh, we did.
Whoa.
Hype.
We did not do it.
So today is a special day that holds a special place in my heart. As September 15th, 7 years ago, I asked Bree to be my girlfriend.
What do you think, Jay, about laying
September
the dress
15th,
like that?
I got down.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a.
We do it
has to be
sometimes.
the right scenario, I feel like.
The right dress.
Yeah, the right dress too, for sure.
It has to be like, if the dress has a strong shape, then I think it makes sense to do that. There are dresses that look like, and sometimes you can work with that too. Like it's more about the material than the shape of the dress.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes when you're showing dresses, you're trying to show the silhouette because that's important to brides. And other times you're trying to show the material. And I don't know. I think it depends.
Nowhere to hang it.
Well, and the other thing is,
or nowhere good.
if you're a type of person who's like, I don't want things to be overly staged, one way to avoid that is to do something like. Now, what's funny about something like that, where it's like, oh, it looks more natural to lay the dress. It's like no one would ever lay a wedding dress out. They would hang it.
Yeah.
So it actually is natural to hang a dress, which is why I don't personally mind shooting dresses hanging, because
I like shooting the dress.
I don't love it. I don't need to do it. There are weddings where we don't, but in general, like, it's something I'm happy to do, and it's a nice to have if it makes sense, for sure. Some dresses just look weird without when someone's
That's actually very true.
like,
you can like never get it perfect, like, kind of.
well, it's just like it's certain very, very light dresses that are very form-fitting or very light material sometimes look like blobs when you're shooting them, and so, and I don't like the chicken breast thing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So anyway,
I don't know if this is anything, Jay.
Yeah.
But we have multiple people who have said they've submitted, and I am still not seeing it come through. I see Josh's test. I don't know where he submitted through, or if something's still.
Well, I'm
not
gonna
connected.
check in the back end because I can look, and so
Okay,
I'm loading
cool.
the back end.
We are seeing a few.
But again,
coming through.
I would love it if they could just post it in the chat.
It might not be working. We might have tried, but it might not be working. Anyway, onwards.
So, because we will do it, guys. We will do it. And I don't know what's going on because we can't totally reproduce the issue. And we didn't know it was an issue until we got here. But sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, I like it. I like it. We'll keep playing the film, but I like it.
That's something different.
And asked her to be my
It's an option.
I proposed to her. September 15th, today, I get to say I do and call you my wife.
Ooh, that's a good design. Tables are not great, but But overall, cool design.
Mm-hmm.
Nat, who would have thought that going to a fraternity formal in Vegas 8 years ago would lead to today? If you would have told 19-year-old me that I had just met my future husband, I would have never believed it. It is crazy how the universe works. I remember the moment I started to see you as more than a friend. We were at the beach during the summer of 2016, and all I could think was that you were cute and had great taste in music. I decided
darn
that
it.
I would put myself out there and just
Now I
be fun
remember.
in the
Now I remember.
I knew it.
Now I remember. Because I remember thinking, I wonder what his music is. Like she said he had good taste. What is his taste? Did anybody give us anything in chat?
Let's see. No.
I'm just going to go to...
I think people tried. Like, I think Max tried, but I think it's just like AI is too smart. They know you're trying to post a link.
Yes. I can change the rules. Here, let me change the rules.
Oh, that's a good thought.
How do I do it? We have hidden users. Wow, they have a lot of people they've blocked.
No longer welcome.
Block
on
links.
their channel.
Here, I turned it off. Now you can all post the links.
Your links. Post them in full. Post them without regard to normal YouTube.
Sorry, the reason we turned that off is because every once in a while some weird bot will pop in there and just post like ridiculous links. So sorry, guys.
Yeah, if we get bot spam now, we know why.
Yep, but regardless, love it if you guys post it. But yeah, no, this film is good. It looks great, and you know, I don't know. Do you want to offer any feedback on it since we already did it?
I think the colors look good. I think, I think one of the things I'd said the first time we did it was like, I like the, the urge to get out of your box, try something different. You saw some upbeat intros. I always love an intro. We see some of these like, picture in picture and film frame type things and stuff like that. I like it so far. I do believe that it comes up a lot in the rest of the film, and I think I eventually said it felt a little overused, but at this point I think it's good. I don't have too much more to add. I think it was a pretty solid film overall. I think this is maybe a little long, but very much a like, not rinse and repeat, but this is a repeatable, great bread and butter film.
Very good, good product. My favorite is this shot of this random bus right here.
Yeah, that's the Hot Shots bus, actually.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Important.
Yeah, good stuff.
Wedding filmmaking is hard. I'm going to say that. And there's a lot of stuff that is less pleasant that you're filming. And so I don't begrudge people for having a few hot shots.
No, yeah. I generally don't shoot that stuff. Like, oh, they're getting in maybe a limo, or like if they have like a really nice car, I want a couple shots of it. But like the like party bus thing, I'm always like, oh, do I have to? I don't like on the party bus, maybe if it's the right couple.
I leave the party. I never, it just doesn't work out because usually the party bus, I need to be ahead of them.
Yeah, that's the other issue is like if I have a second, maybe one of us would go. But like, yeah, they're always like, oh, come on the party bus. I'm like, and do what with my car?
Yeah, and also like,
and also miss late. Like the reception details and cocktail hour, and just have 45 minutes of you drinking on a bus.
Yeah, we always leave that.
Yeah.
Hey, so if we don't get any more submissions, why don't we just call it a day, guys? Because we don't have submissions, but we
kind of do, but we kind of don't. So why don't you keep submitting if you can?
Well, nobody posts. Just post it in chat.
Yeah. But if nothing else, we will get our submission links up and running for next week. Yeah, I'm going to look at my calendar right now. and I have a shoot, so I will not be here next week.
We could do it a different day if you want.
Yeah, we could. Maybe Jay and I will talk about it.
We might do it
if we have a different day.
I'm happy to do Wednesday. So if you guys think Wednesday's good, we will do it Wednesday. And we'll send an email out on Monday, either way.
Yeah, make sure you're on our email list. Go to weddingfilm.school and get on that. It should be a pop-up. And that's how we inform people. Also, make sure that you are in the Facebook group, Wedding Film School, where we also tend to post news and updates and things like that.
So,
and
before we go, Bobby,
so
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
So, did you see the post we made like 2 weeks ago on our Instagram?
Probably. But
so here's my question to you, Bobby.
Uh-oh.
For cancellations.
Okay.
You know, what's your cancellation policy for weddings?
Whoa. Like, when are they canceling? What are we talking about?
Just
here?
what's your policy? Like, if someone wants to cancel.
So if somebody cancels, they forfeit any money that they've paid, technically. If they push back, I mean, they're definitely not getting the retainer back. If they had paid money over time in addition to the retainer, maybe I'd consider something. And
everybody should listen. What if? Is there a scenario where you as a human would refund all the money? Not legally have to, but just you make a decision like it's the right thing to do. I'm gonna do it. Like maybe like that someone's reception like spouse dies or something, and it's like 8 months before their wedding.
There would be, because the thing is, guys, I think
live to fight another day, right?
Yeah, and also like, okay, so for example, I have a great example. I had a wedding. COVID times, things were crazy. I was not charging rescheduling fees. I had a wedding that was, oh man, I'm trying to think how this went. I think they were considering canceling because they were from out of the country. They were going to get married here in the States. And I don't think it came to this, but I would have refunded their deposit or their retainer.
Yeah.
So my retainer is not high.
So I would also, as a human being, refund people in certain situations. So legally, I am not obligated to.
Yeah.
So the question is this. What if a couple called you and they said, we have to cancel our wedding? And you said, why? And they said, well, the truth is the wedding venue that we want to get married in is haunted. And it's haunted by the spirit of our ancestors. And they've come to us and said that this marriage should not be. So we have to split up. Would you refund them the money?
Wait, before I answer this, not that it affects my answer, but is this a real scenario?
No.
Oh, okay. I would not probably in that scenario.
So my answer was, what I would say was, yes, if we have to organize a seance.
Oh.
And we have to.
And you get to film that.
And we get to film it.
Styled shoot.
For Wedding Film School.
Yeah.
And if your ancestor communicates to us at this event, I said, not only will I refund your money, I will double your money. I will double it. I will give you back everything that you.
Wild.
So no, the answer would be no spirit refunds.
Yeah, extenuating circumstances, I'll definitely always consider it. Like I even pitch that sometimes. Like, yeah, okay, I'm a company, but I'm also a person. You know what I mean? Like not pitch it, but I feel like that comes up. But yeah, like something like that, that's wild. The couple just splitting up, calling off the wedding for one reason or another. No. Maybe if they were like, we're not ready, we need to revisit this. Maybe this isn't for us. We're going to reach back out in 6 months if we decide to go through with it. Maybe I would transfer their retainer because I respect that. I maybe that's a smart thing. Maybe you guys need to take a step back and be like, wait, should we be doing this? Is this?
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe they should have done that before they spent thousands of dollars.
Yeah. There's also that aspect. Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know.
But if you enjoy this
I'm
kind
always
of
open to hearing.
theoretical, random talking about selling weddings, and then check out our episode on refund roulette because we basically break down all the different scenarios and say, would you refund? Would you not refund? And
I like it.
what kind of goes into our thinking around
We
that
need to
subject.
get our live stream, like we need to get this like going, like popping off again when we would have like, 50 people or whatever. And then we need to play that game. Everybody can pitch us a scenario.
Yeah, I love that.
Or
Would
we
you
pitch a
refund or
scenario
would
and
you
we
not
vote.
refund? Well, but the thing is, Felipe, sometimes I would refund them the money because legally you don't have to, but the cost to your business reputation, like if someone dies, for instance, I'm going to refund them the money because the cost to my reputation when they go on the internet and tell everyone that I am a savage, bad person, basically is not worth it to me.
Yeah, I did that. And so that wedding that I was saying from the other country and they were maybe going to cancel it, I probably would have refunded. Instead, they rescheduled. So I held a second date free of charge, transferred their retainer. Like closer 2 months out from that, they rescheduled again to a different date. And it was all COVID related. They couldn't get here. I totally understand why. But like, then they decided to just cancel it like 2 months before. So I'd held 3 dates over 2.5 years for them and turned away a lot of it. And I said I was not going to refund.
You should have charged them extra.
I know. And honestly,
that's the problem with the whole thing, right? Is like when somebody starts to push you in those directions.
Yeah.
There's no limit to how much they can take advantage of you. And it's like, as much as I want to be sensitive.
I don't think they were trying to take advantage. I don't think they had any ill intentions. But yeah, I can't, like, there's a certain point where it's like, I've held so many dates for you over 2.5 years. And the sucky thing is that was through a referral from a planner. Now, granted, it was in where I used to be based. I think I lost that planner relationship because I chose not to refund that, which I think is kind of wild.
That person's whack, dude.
I know. I like tried to call them and just like talk through it and just let them know where I was coming from, and they never returned my call. And I was
they
like,
don't return your call.
I was like,
that's
all right,
amateur
that
hour,
sucks.
bro.
Yeah.
I had a planner. Man, I could go on so many tangents about these people. Like, some of them are so amazing, but like I have most of them are amazing. Even the ones I think are amazing. The amount of interactions I've had this year where the planner is presenting incorrect information to the couple.
That's always tough.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's like,
it puts you in a weird spot.
Yeah,
sure.
Anytime you're doing, if you're like new to the industry and you're not working wedding planner weddings, there's a negative, which is they won't be as beautiful probably, and they won't pay you as much. But the positive is you can just work out whatever it is with the couple yourself in all situations. Sure. And so, hey guys, that's the end of our stream officially now. We apologize for any of the issues we had today. Like I said, we're very crazy busy, but we wanted to check in with you guys. Hopefully you're having a great wedding season and you guys are doing really, really well and making
Hopefully
good money.
Making some great films that you can submit.
Yes.
Here.
And also, hopefully, you guys are enjoying what we're doing. And if you are, drop a like, subscribe, join the channel. And of course, look out for, we got a couple BTSs that are in the edit bay. We got the new channel that we're still editing right now. And we got, actually, I've been doing like a 4-month review of the Rode Go 2 Pro.
They'll put it through its paces, real live test, not like, hey, I just got this and here's what it does. Which,
and I did manage to break it a few times, which is important. Like, I put it in an actual real life scenario. So we're just trying to like figure out like what is the most value add to the community and forgetting about any of the business side of it and just how can we add value to you guys. And so let us know. And all we ask is that you let people know, hey, this is a pretty good channel and it's helping me, let people know. That's all we ask. Have a great day, guys.
Sure. Thank you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.